Hello. Hello. Hello, everyone. Hello. Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome to
Hello.
welcome to my first Inner Life 101 live stream. And today, I believe we're going to take a look at Eligio Bishop after his departure from the community for life. Um, I just think I want to look back at some of the videos. Excuse me. I realize my videos have kind of, you know, probably more commentary than I would like for this particular thing, but maybe we can go across the internet and find some more um, of his videos. But, at first it starts off more of a teaching kind of thing for me. And then as the years progressed, it went off into his looking at his dark antics. So um, I guess that would kind of lead up into the thing as I play these videos. And also, it's time to think about what to do with these videos, So I'm thinking, I may have to just start deleting them actually. Um, so that's probably at least put them on private for a while and then go. I want to do something different with the channel, of course. There's nothing else that can be done now with Eligio gone. And I really don't want to, you know, like celebrate. But then again, it's hard not to celebrate. So I find myself celebrating and then feeling kind of like I shouldn't be celebrating. It's not really celebrating moment. But then again, you know, when you think about the things they have done and things that they have said to you personally, and those different kind of things, then it makes you want to celebrate actually. So, but it is a good time for the community. Um, we did a good thing in by the community getting together. The different teams got together to work on this and was successful. I looked at the video. This particular video is 4 years old. So this 4 years ago is when I stepped into the picture, and a little bit more than 4 years because I didn't do the videos at first. So, but let's just go back and let's listen to some of the stuff that he says, some of the teaching. And then, like I say, later on, it'll get into, so I'm going to try to play these videos every day until I get to the top of my list, the very last video that I put out, which was the court uh, video showing that he was on trial. But and I didn't get a chance to keep up with the other videos where he was you know um, actually going through the trial because they changed it, so I didn't want to. I mean, I couldn't keep up with it, and later on found out why they had stopped the stream, and so on and so forth. So um, excuse me. So anyways, here we go. Let's start the first video and take a look back at Eligio Bishop's antics. because it speaks to how men and women are, the black male and black women specifically, are dealing with each other. And it shows how the black male has not evolved enough to accept the black woman as she is now in 2019. And it shows how many males, not only Nature Boy, wants to take the woman back to being barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen, even though the women have evolved so much. They have discovered that they can do so much. They have discovered that they are not here based on their genitalia only. They are also here to exercise their mind and exercise their uh, understanding of their emotions, and to figure out what all of those things mean together. And in this video, we will see the primitive thinking of Nature Boy, but not only Nature Boy, of many of our black men. And when I say many, I'm thinking about the MGTOW, the Manosphere, all of these groups that has developed over the internet, and they're bashing black women. And instead of coming up to a higher understanding, as to start from where we are now, um, they don't know how to do that. So they attack and they demand that the woman return to whom women used to be, because the woman that Nature Boy is talking to now has never been that way. She has never seen a woman who has been barefoot, pregnant, and in the kitchen. If she has, it's been one or two somewhere, in her passing by. But she's too strong to have been around any women that have been only confined to the kitchen and most women like that don't get out anyway. They don't see very many people. So, she most likely haven't even ran into any women like that. So
better than you can do. So maybe you need to break down for me, like, what are the different functions, and then I can see if I agree with that. Maybe I don't have a full understanding. Okay, and here's our problem. Because of our environment, the woman has had to become a man. Which is what? Like, what is the definition of a man? What are you talking about? Like, what is the definition of a man? No, the rest. Okay, wait. The definition of a man is to protect. No. Whoa. Now look. Yeah. Now, can I show you how that from our physical anatomy makes sense? Of course. Okay, now look at your muscles. Okay. Right? The muscles around your bone are less muscle, so that makes you more fragile. Your bones to break, your structure, your body to break. The male, whether he works on it or not, he has muscle around his bone. The reason why he had muscle around his bone is to protect his bones, meaning that he's some kind of a shield. And in the physical anatomy, he's some kind of shield, which is to protect. That means that he's a shield, and what does a shield do? Protect, right? So if the man has a muscle around his bones to make it harder for his bone to be fractured or to broken, so now we understand his anatomy, his function from his physical anatomy. You understand what I'm saying? When we look at you, we see fragile. When we look at the females on this side, it's funny that you're on this side, we see easy to break bone. See this bone right here? It's easy to break bone. No, seriously, look at the physical anatomy so you can understand the structure and the function of a female. Okay, so we got bone, we got the male, and then we have the female, right? So we know through the physical anatomy that she is more susceptible to be harmed in nature, in the natural world. So she is to be obviously protected and shielded. So a man's function is to, number one, protect, right? Now, when we say provide, that means that a man must create shelter and do all the hard things that protect him out here in nature. He has to build a house. He has to provide water. He has to provide the things that sustain life to you, because you cannot go out there in nature. You shouldn't have to, what I'm saying to you, because it's his function to go out in nature and build the house, to harness water, to harness electricity, to build. Same thing that the man is to build. That's his job. He's to protect and provide. You understand what I'm saying to you? And the woman, now what is the woman function? Since he's protecting and providing, he's providing you shelter. He's protecting you from harm and anything in nature. He's a shield for you. He's also building for you. Right? Now what is that? What do you contribute?
Okay. That was full. And that was all Nature Boy showing his ignorance of the anatomy of a human being. Didn't he say his one of his spiritual modalities for carbonation is biology? You know, most likely he just was thinking about the biology of having children, reproduction or something, because and he studies the vagina. Look at it, people. Let's look at it. This is what these videos are for. To show the truth in what is being said by Nature Boy. That was the most ignorant statement I've ever heard about the muscles. This display he showed, and then to see the people around agreeing, and then their eyes are all wide open, like he is just pouring some real serious knowledge and some real serious truth into their heads. Every human being on earth who is male or female has muscles. Go find an anatomy book and look it up. And those muscles are there protecting the bones. Who knows if they're there for the purpose of protecting the bones, because people bones break every day. That's male and female bones break every day. Okay? Even though they have muscles. But what he is showing is that, but no, he's just making stuff up. A female has muscles. The problem is that, okay, you see how this guy, I don't know what his name was, you know, he's showing all the muscles of the male, and all the men around there showing their muscles. Those guys work out. Obviously, they work out. He said that whether they work out or not, they're going to have muscles. And they're not going to have defined muscles. Yes, they are going to have muscles, but they're not going to have defined muscles. They're going to have fat and all of that around the muscles. And, you know, you won't see the muscles. They won't have six packs. Every man don't have six packs. Every man muscles is not defined. Okay. So because they're out, they're busy, they're moving, they're carrying book bags, they're carrying, you know, things at school, they're playing ball, they're running, they're jumping. Kids are being kids, they're jumping, and they're building their muscles, and their muscles are strong, and to so that they can do what they need to do. Now, the muscle is there so that the body can perform a function. Your muscles in your legs are there for you to jump, run, walk, you know, and you have to have strong muscles. Some people have issues from, you know, you see people when they get older, they can barely stand up, you know, they bend down and they can't get back up, those kind of things. And that's because their muscles are not strong, and it's affecting their knees and their kneecaps and everything. So, that's why it's important to keep the muscles strong. You have to keep the muscles strong throughout your entire life. But once we start getting into the work field, and, you know, men start messing with your brain, And even women do it too. They start, ooh, muscles, muscles is for men and not for women, and this, and we went through all of that, and women start becoming bodybuilders and stuff too, and started breaking down some of those barriers, and that primitive thought of women are not supposed to have muscles. Women have muscles in their body. The same amount of muscles that a man has, a woman has. The same amount. But she uses them differently. A man is always out. The kind of work that a man does causes the man to keep his muscles developed on certain levels. If he sits down in a desk every day and stays in the house every day, his muscles become soft and more like a woman. Okay. His form does not become a woman because he's a man. His hormones makes him a man and makes his form develop the way it is. And a woman, same thing. Her hormones make her form to become a female, not muscles. Okay. Muscles is not an indication that a man's primary function is to protect. No. Okay. Um, it's that is, and that would be also, if that was true, then why aren't the guys protecting today? Okay, they're lost their protective stance. They want to blame it on the woman, but they have lost that stance. So, anyways, so let's look at the woman again. They're sitting around, they're taking care of children. When they were younger and they had the little children, they were picking up things and, carrying children. Got to get the water and you got to have the kids too. And you got, multitask, doing all kinds of things. And those particular activities help keep the muscles active and strong. But once they get older and they start, getting the jobs that are sitting down every day and not doing much walking and anything like that, their muscles start to atrophy over time. So when they start atrophying, they start developing pains, and atrophy is very, very painful. And then when you start moving in your later years, that atrophy really speaks out. It really start showing itself, and people not being able to walk correctly and different things. Sometimes they go in and have surgeries, which messes them up too. So, but on a basic level, with a man and a woman with no surgeries or anything, a man is usually more active and a woman is not. There's more men in gyms, especially neighborhood gyms, than there are women. Women don't have the time. Plus, there has been a stigma on muscles. Now, the muscles are more attractive. And that just shows you how people are detriment to themselves. The men are detriment to the women when they start talking about a female having muscles, and they're thinking like Nature Boy does, you know, don't know the truth, don't know the history, don't know the anatomy, and talking about women don't have muscle. And on top of it, look at the sickly women that he has there. These women compared to that woman that's sitting there, Umi, I don't know her full name or her Babylon name as they call it, but all those women that he showed, they were not muscles, they were bones. The woman that he was touching as he was displaying her and doing his example, you can see her clavicle, the bone structure, you can see bone in her. This is ignorance. This man does not know what is wrong with the God of Black people on the earth plane. He's the God of the earth plane, specifically for Black people, and he don't know that women have muscles. Women muscles can be defined just like anyone else's, just like a man. Not to not to act like a man, but for health reasons. You have to have muscle. Okay, no, I don't have muscles, guys, but I need to get in the gym and get my muscles together. Yes, I do. Okay, but you know, atrophy is no joke. It is very, very painful. Okay, and women are going through that. Men are not many men are experiencing that unless they, you know, sitting around just eating and watching TV. Then they discover atrophy. Okay, but women need to understand that you will feel stronger in your body when you work out, when you build your muscle and keep your muscles strong, especially your major muscles in your legs, your buttocks, your core, your back muscles, your arms. You must build your muscle. It makes you feel strong, and not strong in a way that, I can beat people up or anything like that. It makes you feel strong in a way that I'm healthy. You hold your back up straight. Your stomach is not hanging. You're walking. Your stride is much different. It's a stronger. You're strong. Your body is strong, healthy wise, not like a man, but health wise. So every woman should, everyone listening to this should ignore what Nature Boy says, because he has no idea of what he's talking about, and start getting some exercise. Start, if it's just lifting. When you're in the house lifting children and everything, make sure you're getting those legs done, and make sure you're getting the buttocks, exercise, and what certain muscles. Just make sure a lot of muscles are not being neglected, because you will have problems in the end. All right, sweeties, thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Uh, I will bring more videos on this Nature Boy dude is not is proving himself not to be the God of the earth plane like he thinks he is and like he says he is. And my idea number one is when someone sits down and calls themselves Christ, you're not thinking very well. Something's wrong. You're not thinking very well, because that's something people don't play with. You still have people worshiping Christ. And then you come out and say you're Christ. If we were in a day and age where hangings were still going on, they would have hung this man by now, because he's desecrating their religion. But we understand that he's just sick, and it's a good thing he doesn't live in the United States, that's for sure. All right, like I say, like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video. Peace and blessings.
Lejan. Povlečení, které
Hello, everyone. Thank you for stopping by. Welcome to Inner Life 101. This is my first screen.
Hello, everyone. Thank you.
Let me turn this down. Yeah, this is my first live stream on this channel. I thought it was appropriate to replay Nature Boy's videos from this channel. So that's what I'm going to do for the next couple of days, I guess, until I get to the end of my list. Who knows? Maybe later on I'll start searching the web and getting some of those videos as well. But we want to remember Nature Boy, since he's not going to be with us anymore. I guess it sounds like a death, but I guess that's what it is. He is gone. He's gone from our reality, and the videos will tell us why he's gone. So let's get into it. I want to find my next video to play here. And remember, I was just, these are videos come from my first time on the channel. You know, so I'm starting from the very first videos I did, and then I'm gonna work my way all the way up to, you know, so at the beginning of the videos, I mean, the ones that I'm starting now would be more of my teaching against, you know, kind of debunking his teaching. And then as it goes on, then you'll see more of his antics, and, you know, and then after that, then we'll go on to some other, we'll search the web and find some of his other videos with, and the whole purpose is to show us just how horrible he was, just how horrible of a person he was. And so that we don't find ourselves trying to mourn him, because he's not dead. He's gone because he removed himself from society. So let me find the next video. Welcome back to another The Inner Life 101 video. Okay, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, here we are again with Nature Boy. Moving kind of slow. His teaching again. Hard to watch, and it's hard to see him, you know, going against what's going on, guys. Who has been, this is YouTube, and it's not, and living this teaching. It's not playing this teaching many years before he even thought about it. He even thought about this.
They getting the knowledge right off the break. Imagine if you can get my knowledge 20 years ago.
Okay, I think what it is, my mic is off, so
they getting the knowledge. They advanced. They're more advanced than you.
Tell that. I can see that he's not. Everybody can tell that. Everybody can look at him and tell that you cannot be. Okay, I know what it is. I'm talking. I can't hear it. According to the good of a good, powerful teaching,
and be such a angry, horrid, ratchet person. You just can't be. I, I mean, I don't want to put labels on them, but these are the labels that come to me when I constantly see him and I hear him. He is defiling this teaching, and he's mixing it up and twisting it and adding things and taking things away, and just and no respect for the teaching. He has no respect for the teaching. uh, I I'm not sure exactly where he got the teaching from, and how, how it was presented to him. But I do know that, you can take this teaching and you can do negativity with it if you want. And the thing about it is that you just won't grow. As simple as that. You won't grow. And that negativity that you put into it will be evident, and same thing if you use it for good. And that good that you put into it will be evident, out of your personality, out of your, not personality, but out of the what you radiate, out of who you are. And as you express yourself on this earth, that's how you're going to walk. You're going to walk in love. You're going to walk in peace. You're going to walk in joy. But if you put negativity into it and cling to the negativity, then you're going to walk into that negativity. You're going to walk the earth with anger and everything that you see in Nature Boy. Whatever he put in, this is what he's going to be walking in. And this is what he's doing. So let's hear him defile the teaching. Let's hear him defile the teaching a bit more.
So we looking for the debate. I'm looking for the debate. All right, so that's it. Nobody else debating. No other debates. Nothing else. Okay. So I help the young boy, and it's like my knowledge is really for the youth. If you think about it, because y'all niggas is washed up. Y'all really washed up. My knowledge is for the youth. The young people, you know what I'm saying? There's very few older people that's going to grasp this shit that I'm saying and really be about this life. But the youth, those are the people that's going to carry the message forward. Like, the future is for the youth. Y'all niggas ain't got this shit. All the young, it's niggas that's still like 12, 13 years old listening to my teachers like, yo, Chief, the truth. Little kids, like, y'all niggas is going to fade out. Y'all going to be, all y'all haters and all y'all going to be faded out, nigga. This shit going to rain. This shit is coming whether you like it or not. That's why we be trying to stop the youngins from coming here, but the youngins hear me, and they don't have no attachment to this realm. These niggas is young coming in, knowing like, yo, I ain't going to get attached to none of this shit. Like, they.
Of course, people are trying to stop the youngins from going over there because he is abusive. He has proven to be abusive. He is highly sexual, and he creates that in there. Everyone else has to be highly sexual as well. And it has nothing to do with the teaching. He's making them believe it has to do with the teaching, and it doesn't. And he's physically abusive and emotionally and mentally abusive, and we can add spiritually abusive, because he's not rightly dividing the teaching.
They getting the knowledge right off the break. Imagine if you can get my knowledge 20 years ago. You would be somebody different. They getting the knowledge. They advanced. they're more advanced than you. Forget the attachment. They get their knowledge before they get fucked up in that world and they get debt and they get all this stupid shit going on, the children and all this shit.
Well, I can say that I did get the teaching 20 years before now, and I am a different person from what I used to be. And it is an amazing teaching when you live it and when it is rightly divided. Um, just leave it like that.
Shit, they coming out like, yo, fuck this shit. This shit is real. And so whoever's calling in the navel to the kingdom is going to get it. It's for the young people, really, because y'all old niggas is old programs. Y'all old programs running. Y'all running on old information. That shit is old, my nigga. And it's run out. That's why y'all can't debate this knowledge, because the knowledge is solid, exact. You can't. And so you can't accept it because you was programmed a certain way. They programmed you from birth. You're not enabled to get this knowledge. Feel me?
Now, he is telling the truth about being programmed. That's the purpose of the teaching, is to help free you from your conditioned mind. The conditioned mind has been programmed by your parents, your teachers, and society, and um, your day-to-day life and day-to-day experiences. And we continuously live those things out until we find ourselves free through getting to know our inner life, getting to know what's inside of us. So let's see, nature boy. But right now, that's pretty much the only thing that he told that was true.
So the youth, it's that you don't even see. People that you don't even see.
And also, it doesn't matter your age. You can get the teaching. You can be a different person. Uh, it will change your life. It is an amazing teaching. That's why the kids are attracted to it, because it is amazing. And he's telling you the truth about that. These kids, they get the teaching because they are not, they don't have all of those. It's not attachments. It's that they're not programmed like older people are. You know, older people are taught so much and they're more rigid than young minds are. Young minds are easier to accept. Um, it's not that they're easily acceptable of the teaching, because they're young people that won't hear it, but until they get older. But the thing is they don't have as much time on this earth to have accumulated so much hardship and pain and all of those different things that weigh the human being, weigh us down as we grow in this world. So that is somewhat true, but the way he's wording things is really, um, it shows his lack of education. Education is a good thing. He's trying to educate people, um, so far as their life is concerned. And it is very helpful to know something about the language that you're trying to educate people in, so that people can understand you. And I'm not talking about the ratchetness either. I'm not talking about just the foul language and the gutter language that he uses, the gutter um, analogies and everything. That's unnecessary. Youth, even though they're, in this world and they have that world out there that they live in, you know, another Inner Life 101 video. Welcome to the channel. T- Today, I'm going to kind of debunk um, Nature Boy's teaching um, a little bit in this video. It's going to be a very short video of a little short clip of him having a little conversation with a woman. And I want you to notice some things that um, Nature Boy has changed in this video. He's not the angry, hateful, cursing, ratchet uh, man that, or ratchet male that he usually is. So, and most of it came by the fact that there's a woman on the phone that he regards as attractive. So he is being in his best behavior. Let's take a look at that.
Funny to me, bro. Yeah, I'm doing good. Oh, wow. Yo, I became the most beautiful people to come. And you're gonna go find problems. A fucking dickhead, bro. That shit fucking funny to me, bro. Yeah, I'm doing good. Oh, wow. Yo, I became the most beautiful people to come online. Look at that. Oh, man. That's cause you're beautiful. Yeah. So, but I have a couple questions. You know what I'm saying? Ask your question. What's your name? Where you calling from? I'm Carla, and I'm calling from Atlanta. Oh, okay, Carla. Nice to meet you. Okay. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you, bro. Yeah. So I have a couple quick questions, and you know, it might turn into a debate, but it's more of like clarification. So one of the big when you had a big issue with Umi, and she was articulating that she didn't want to be in the kitchen or doing. Okay, so this is about knowledge. Go ahead. Go ahead. So, go ahead. Go ahead. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. This is definitely about the knowledge. This is not about anything personal. But when she said she was saying that she didn't want to be in the kitchen or be a house cleaner, that her talents were utilized better somewhere else. Can you clarify that you solely think that women should be in the kitchen and cleaning up, like that should be their main focus? Because a woman created Wi-Fi, right? And so, like, if she was not, if she was subjected to being solely in the kitchen and cleaning up, then we wouldn't be on this live right now, because she made Wi-Fi. You know what I'm saying? Like, women not able to explore their talents outside of the kitchen and cleaning. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I explained this in the real nigga moment. I don't know if you was watching it. Did you watch the whole thing? Okay. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I didn't. You killing me then because I had broke it down so simple. And how'd you break it down, love? Okay. If we want to understand the purpose of an organism, we have physical anatomy. Right. You understand? Because physical anatomy supports your purpose for even existing. Right? Correct. So I remember this part. I definitely remember when you breaking down like how, men's muscles and women's softest of the body, but we're talking about the brain. She used her brain to create Wi-Fi. And if you can make better biscuits and I can make Wi-Fi, then I should make Wi-Fi and you should make biscuits. You don't think so? So let's go over this again. Okay. Okay. So the physical anatomy of the human being lets you know their primary purpose. Right. Now, I don't know how true it is about a woman creating Wi-Fi. I don't know how true that is, right? So we can't just say that's a fact. You have to show us evidence that that's real. I don't know that. I wasn't there, and I don't know. I haven't seen the documents. So you just said that. We don't know if that's true. But okay. And again, in Babylon, a woman could have done that. But here we go. The woman of today cannot be compared to the natural woman. First of all, you can't compare the two. We have a genetically modified woman today. So the women today are men. You know what I mean? They're men. That's what makes you think you're equal to a man, because you have a masculine energy. But this is what I'm saying. When you look at the physical anatomy of a woman, right, then you can understand her purpose for being here. I mean, you look at the anatomy of a man, you can kind of understand the primary purpose of the being.
Okay, I want to interject into that. A woman being a man, okay, because she thinks she's equal to a man. Like I said before in my video of that session that he calls it a real nigga moment. I dislike calling it that. He called it a real nigga moment. I dislike calling it that. But anyways, he refers to women as being men when they work outside of the home. Babylon is United States, and I guess any other place like Babylon. I mean, like the United States. And he's saying that we were programmed, women in Babylon were programmed to be men. That's why we think we're equal. And remember, this is supposed to be other people higher self. This man is proclaimed, self-proclaimed, higher self. This man is somebody who says that he is Christ consciousness. He called himself the Christ. Now he's a demigod. He calls himself immortal. It's a number of names that he's called himself. And he likes to be called chief of his nation. Um, of course, that is a story that he tells these young girls, these young women in their 19 and 20-year-old that comes over there in his and they're older, but he tells all of them this is how he manipulates. And you can see how he manipulates here because he's not being aggressive. He's watching what he's saying to this woman, and he's remembering that she's attractive, so he wants to, I mean, it seems like that way to me. So he wants to keep things smooth with her. But the women being men because they get into positions outside of the home where they can use their minds. That makes them a man. in his view. Well, the thing is that women and men, he basically he basically he is focused on the woman's sexual organs or organ. That's all he talks about, and you're going to hear him talk about that. That's how he feels that he can tell what a woman is supposed to do by looking at nature. Well, there's other things, that other animals in nature that does other things, like a female bird builds the nest. Okay, so she uses her mind to do the nest. So some people might say, well, you telling the story here. I mean, you're. Some people might say, well, you're, making his point. But no, because if you bring that nest building back to the house, then you can say that a woman built a house. And that's possible. Women have done that in in certain days, in the colonial, not colonial days, but well, I guess it was kind of there, but in the when they were homesteading, women have had to do that. They had to get out and build their own homes if the man was not there. They didn't cross the country and their husband did not live. I'm just sure that there are scenarios like that, because this many people populated this earth in this way, populated America in this way, and going in cover wagons to stake their claim of for land, and you know everybody didn't make it to the homestead on the long journey of 200, 300, 400 miles, sometimes 2,000 miles, you know. So anyways, the thing is this: God is obviously a creator, and he himself says that the reason he calling everybody gods is because we have that spiritual being inside of us. You take the body away, and when we pass or transition, we the body goes to the dirt, to the earth, and the spirit joins the creator of this earth. And that spirit is creative. He's the creator. I won't say he, but it is the creator, and it created women and men. The thing is that it created us to procreate, okay, and gave us reproductive organs. But women are not just their reproductive organs. The creator also gave her a brain. When you come upstairs from the waist, when you come upstairs and go past the breast area and go past the chest area of men, you will find a face. You will find the most powerful instrument in the world, and that is a person's mind and their brain. That's their brain. So this man disregards all of that. He's disregarding the fact that she has this brain, and this brain makes her creative. And he wants to limit her to being like an animal in nature. But we are higher than that. We have been designed, as he used the word, we have been designed to be creative. We've been designed to use our minds to create things, to use our minds tell us to do certain things. Our minds tell us to um use our hands to make this and make that and turn it this way, turn it that way. Our minds, just like a man's mind teaches him or he figures it out in his mind, a woman figures it out as well in her mind. She does the same thing. You give her a task and you can give them both the same task. And depending on how much she wants to work or whatever, or he wants to work, or whoever wants to work, if you make it a reasonable amount of work within a reasonable if you make it a reasonable amount of work in a reasonable amount of time, and both of them are similar, they both can use their minds to figure it out. Now, everybody is not equal mentally. So some people might not be able to figure it out. So a man might not be able to figure it out. A woman might not be able to figure it out. Then there is women that can, and there is men that can. So when you look at it like that and come upstairs from our sexual organs, because we are more than our sexual organs, because this brain is amazing. So he's basically saying that her brain should be used in the household, basically. So, anyways, let's go on, let him finish here.
You look at a female, you see that you have softer muscles, that you have breast, you have a vagina, you have ovaries. These physical anatomies promote your existence for being here. So this physical anatomy shows us a lot about why you are physically here for, right?
Also, I want to point out that he said to Umi, when they had this discussion, that the man was a shield, some kind of shield. His muscles was a shield, and I guess because they're harder texture. Well, they're harder texture because he has testosterone, okay, and the female has estrogen, and the female estrogen causes more fat to go across her body, and she needs that when she's bearing children. Okay, now he wait a minute, I lost my point. Jeez. Um, oh, he has changed the story now. He's changing it up now. Now he's saying she has softer muscles, but that's not what uh he was saying to Umi. He told Umi that the woman had no muscles. She didn't have any muscles protecting her bones, and therefore her bones were able to easily break. And you can go to my video in this channel about Umi leaving Nature Boy because she didn't want to be a slave. So he, and then I did do another video saying that he supposedly teaches biology, but he knows nothing about uh, he teaches biology, but he knows nothing about anatomy, which is the human anatomy. So he's telling, oh, this man's muscle is big, it gets this way, it gets that way, and it's a shield, it's some kind of shield. That's his exact words. And then he points to all the women around the table and looks at their muscles and says, and then he points at one lady who's standing right next to him, Aya, and she is bony because of this diet he has them on. This woman, you can see her clavicle bones, and she barely has any kind of fat on her wrist. You can see that her wrists are bone, okay, skin on bone. So this is, and by the way, he likes women like that because he says he wants to be able to crush his woman when they're small and thin and all of that. He wants to crush them. That's out of his mouth, not mine. So his idea, oh, and what I wanted to say though, okay, the muscle, what he don't understand, he should know this because he works out, obviously, and his males work out too, the guys in his tribe, they work out, and they have developed muscles, and their muscles do get hard when they develop them. But what he don't understand, women muscles get hard too when they work out. This is what he don't seem to know. When women work out, and they do work out, and they have to work out, and like I said in the other videos, that um, there is something called atrophy. When you don't use your muscles, your muscles atrophy. I've seen people, many women in their 80s and going to their 90s, where they have absolutely no muscle tone whatsoever. And the what he don't understand is what he wants to do is put everybody back into those days where women were subservient and not doing what women do, making Wi-Fi and all of that other stuff. uh, he wants to put them back in that day so that they can just serve him and take care of the household. And what he don't understand is that those days had consequences to women, and women were not healthy and happy. But also, back then, when the women were able to build houses, and not just on their own, but to help this homestead, those women were working. They weren't in the kitchen. They weren't just in the kitchen. That was one of their jobs. But they were working. They were helping that man. You move into a homestead and you can go 500 miles in a covered wagon, you are tired and you have kids and you want to get into a house, that woman has to help build that house. And on a homestead, women are walking, they're going to get water, they're carrying the kids, they're taking care of animals, they're doing a lot of different things that the man has to do. They're doing a lot of different things that the man has to do on the homestead with the barn if they have animals. But the women has to do these things as well as take care of the kitchen. And that is not just because it's her job, it's because that's what she chooses to do. Because she has children, the children need to eat, and that's when she becomes a homemaker. Not just because she's married to a man or a man came into the house or something, but that's mostly when a woman starts taking care of the household, is when she has children that she has to protect and to feed and to raise. So him he don't understand that. He don't want to understand that because he wants women to go back into slavery days and be his slave, and which is what he this is what he's displaying in his camp as well. He's doing that. So, anyways, what he don't understand is that women, if women don't work out their muscles, they atrophy, and that is the main cause for women in their 40s and 50s who are limping and getting knee replacements and, you know, a lot of things, not just the bone on bone arthritis, but I'm talking muscle structure problems where they have never ever worked on a muscle. They've never exercised. And that is what Babylon does. Babylon, as he put it, Babylon makes women not work because they have this stereotype for women who do work their muscles. But a doctor and physical therapist and orthopedic surgeon, and all of them will tell you that you need to work out. You need to get active. You need to get active and do something. Ride a bike, do something. And that is why more women are more active and going to gyms and dancing and all of these other things, the other activities that they have. I'm not talking about clubbing, going out to the clubs. I'm talking about taking up dance classes and stuff like that because they found that women muscles were atrophying, and that is a cause of great pain. You know, women get in, you see some women, and you see men too, but mostly women will, you know, in their 40s and 50s, go down to pick up something and can't get back up. They cannot, you know, so they have problems uh, bending down. And then they can't get back up because their knees hurting them and they're limping and all these other things. And that's because they have atrophy in their muscles and they should have been working them out. And they only, I mean, anyways, that's it. Let's get back into the video real quick. I don't want to make this a long video.
So when it comes, you have a vagina, you have, because you have a masculine energy. But this is what I want to say. When you human being lets you know their primary purpose. Right. Now, I don't know how true it is about a woman creating Wi-Fi. I don't know how true that is, right? So I can't think. We can't just say that's a fact. You have to show us evidence that that's real. I don't know that. I wasn't there, and I don't know. It's not. I haven't seen the documents. So you just said that. We don't know if that's true. But okay. And again, in Babylon, a woman could have done that. But here we go. The woman of today cannot be compared to the natural woman. You can't. First of all, you can't compare the two. We have a genetically modified woman today. So the women today are men. You know what I mean? They're men. That's what makes you think you're equal to a man, because you have a masculine energy. But this is what I want to say. When you look at the physical anatomy of a woman,
genetically modified woman. The woman is not natural. What are we? You know, because what? Why? Because we have on clothes? What? What makes us not natural? That means the man is not natural either. He's not natural. He came from Babylon. That means he's not natural. Now, I guess he's saying that the food and everything and what's in the water and all of this other stuff is not natural. If that is true, then he'll never see another natural woman because we're all genetically modified.
right? Then you can understand her purpose for being here. I mean, you look at the anatomy of a man, you can kind of understand the primary purpose of him being here. When you look at a female, you see that you have softer muscles, that you have breast, you have a vagina, you have ovaries. These physical anatomies promote your existence for being here. So this physical anatomy shows us a lot about why you are physically here for, right? So when it comes to a male and a female, we also know that these are counterparts of the same entity. Understand? So you cannot have one without the other. One needs the other. They are each other split into two. The male and the female are one being split into two. Because it's split into two.
One being split into two. Now, I know I was gonna, go ahead on through the video and get to the end because I want to make a short video, but it's so hard with this kind of logic. Women are, we're both actually one being together. I mean, we just, we're one being, so it's not, I don't even understand what that's just like he was saying the other day that a man after 3 months can take a woman's DNA. How do you take a woman's DNA? He's saying that a woman and a man, when they're in a relationship, he's saying that a woman and a man, when they're in a relationship, they commingle and then they become like each other. So he likes to pour his mind into women's mind. He wants women to think like him. And that means that when she thinks like him, then when he says go get in the kitchen, she's gonna do it. When he says rub my feet, then she's gonna do it. Rub his back, run his bath water, feed him, all of these things that makes her thinking like him, and that makes them one mind. So and one person, I guess. So uh it's absolutely strange. It really is. It's absolutely strange. It really is.
Right? There's different purposes. The male has a different physical anatomy, so therefore he has a different purpose. Do you understand? This is the basic understandings of this. You understand?
No, I definitely.
Okay.
I think.
Let me
Okay, go ahead.
So when it comes to the female, her body lets us know that she's here. Just like the earth, her body works just like the earth. It's beautiful. It's very beautiful. So her body is a reproduction organ and a source of life, a resource of life, or should I say resource of life, a source and resource of life. But we say, a source and resource of life. So the woman is a reproductive organ of the human unit. The man is the production. The female is the reproduction. So this works hand in hand. Both have different purpose, both have the same value, but are not the same, and they're not equal as far as function. Point blank period. Now you're talking about a brain and a personality. That should be implemented within the purpose of what their primary purpose is. I do not take away from a woman's mind and her personality.
But I say, who are you to say what her mind should be implemented in? You're saying her mind should be implemented in her purpose of reproduction, birthing babies. That's what her mind should be in. She has no other purpose. And that's what he said with Umi, that the woman has no other purpose on earth. This makes her natural when she works within these two things: serve the man, basically be his helpmeet, and birth babies. That's all. And build a household, basically, take care of the household. That's all. So let me see.
That her personality should be fit within her purpose. It's the way she's doing it versus what she's doing. You understand what I'm saying to you?
Okay, so I do understand to an extent. So I'm not negating that a woman, based on her physical anatomy, is here to bear children, and a man, based on his physical anatomy, is here to protect. But to say that automatically
just want to say real quick that it's not just based on her anatomy. It's based on her and his and her instincts. Okay, what we do instinctively. Okay, so the man instinctively does certain things and the woman instinctively does certain things. But one of those instincts that we both share is that we want to use our minds and that we want to create things. We want to create stuff. That is a natural thing. That is, I mean, even though a woman is in the kitchen back in the day, she was in the kitchen. Who's that? Bessie Ross created the flag. You know, who knows if she was in the kitchen or not? I doubt it because the slaves was there. You know, so there's the flag was created. So there's an instinctiveness, I mean, an instinct that we have to doing things, and since we have this instinct, who is this man to limit anyone in their instincts? Because see, he don't know how a woman feels. And I can say one large instinct that we found out that women and men shared. When a man goes out and works, it makes him feel productive. It makes him feel good. It makes him feel useful. We found out that was the very same instinct a woman has as well. And that is why women do go out and work, not just to make money. Women also go out to work because it makes them feel good. It makes them feel better. It makes them feel lively. Of course, but most women don't feel all of those things and don't have that desire or that instinct does not kick in if she is taking care of her children. If she's at home taking care of children and then the children go on and move on, or it's before she has children, she ends up going out and working and, feeling good in the world. And who is to say that a woman cannot have that same experience that but a man can have that experience? Who can say? Who is there to say that a woman cannot have that experience? Who came down on this earth and told this man that a woman should only use her mind when she's creating a household?
Academy is here to protect. But to say that automatically I have to be in a certain role due to my genital if I'm smarter than the man I happen to be with in a certain field. Not saying just smarter, period. But like if I happen, because I know lots of inventions that women have made. A woman created beer. A woman created computer software. A woman created a water heater. Like things that women have created that might not have been made if the husband wasn't cooking chili. Like you can still lay that dick down. You can still get me pregnant. I can still serve my phone.
I don't think you understand that. Being a homemaker is bigger than cooking. I think that's the problem here. You keep making being a female and putting her in the kitchen, and that is not what I'm saying. A homemaker. If we think about home, right? The home extends into the community. Okay. You always have to go. That's what I mean. Everything starts at home, right? So if you are a homemaker, that means you are a community maker. That means that you are a culture maker. That means that this is bigger than just your home. I'm not talking about limiting you to a kitchen. I'm talking about you being something that cultivates the human race. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? No, and
Um, he is manipulating right now because that has never been his stance. And I can feel just how his energy changed. His he's he just came up with something that would appease that woman. Okay? And to not make himself look so dumb. That's what he just did. Women is bigger than the household. It's the community. So now you giving women more jobs now, huh? Instead of women just choosing the jobs they want, you, because you're a man, you are the one to tell a woman what to do. Now, this is not just what he does in his camp and being the chief, and he's trying to build a nation. He's done this in his life. He has these beliefs, and he's taken these beliefs into his so-called spiritual guru-ness. Okay, so he wants to control women, and that is what he does, and it's evidence in his conversation. Women now, it's bigger than the household. It's the community too, So I guess you can go sweep. No, he's not saying that, but he's saying, yeah, you can go out in the community. You go out and help the other women, basically. Yeah, y'all might want to have a sewing class over there somewhere.
and that's dope. I'm all in agreement for it. But like in that vein,
we have to look at what the home is, right? Everything starts at home. All personal development, all about children. What you're doing is not just in the kitchen. What you're doing is in the home.
no, and I did that. But I think the biggest conflict that you and Umi had was talent utilization based on genitals. Like it was a kind of
I explained that to her very clearly that that's not what I was saying. It was how it was what you do versus how you do it, and it has nothing to do with your personality and how you would do it. It's just that women should be homemakers, is what I'm saying. The female is designed to be a homemaker, and that creates the community, that creates the culture. Woman created hip hop. Woman created our circumstances that we're in now. You did this. You created our community that we have right now because you raised the kids. You put us in and subjected us to what we were raised to. So when you look at the world we're in now, it's because of women. But at the end of the day, the women were following the laws and the rules of men.
Okay, so right there, he basically blaming women. Okay, he's starting to say blaming women for listening to all these rules and stuff, and she's the reason that the man is in the position that she's in now, and he is talking basically because of the black man and our society and our culture is in the position that we are in now, which is, the kids are in gangs and crime and all this, and all of this. I've heard it before with them. And the thing is that they never, these guys, these ratchet guys that come from prison that put this stuff out here, they never say, they leave this empty spot after they say you're the woman and you are the reason we're in this position. After they say that, they leave a silence, and that silence should be filled with their behavior. What have you done? Where were you when this was being created? Where were you? The woman didn't just throw you away. Something happened and you were not in the position you were supposed to be in. For then the woman, I mean, which caused the woman to have to go and listen to all the laws and follow the laws and the, you know, other thing that was created there for that system.
They weren't men in their divinity. They were men in their lower self. Like right now, you are still in the rules of men, but they weren't men in their divinity. They were men in their lower self. Like right now, you are still producing and promoting, whether you create internet, you're still creating the and you are still reproducing and cultivating a man's mind. I don't care how much you invent or cultivate for a man. You have taken whatever he's produced and made it more. This is what a woman does. This is the purpose of a female. Is to make whatever you give her more, 10 times, 20 more. And so when you say a woman created Wi-Fi, it supports what I'm saying. All the women are doing are promoting men and men's minds and what the men's agendas are. You take it and you make it more and you enhance it and you cultivate it. That's what a homemaker does. If you give a woman
But there are many women who has been in the house bogged down by children, number of children in the house, taking care of babies, got babies on her hip while she's washing and cleaning and all these other things. And she finds a way to come up with an invention that tries to help make her life better. And then she puts it on the market, and boom, an instant sensation, helps millions of women across the world. And no man's mind was involved in it at all, unless you go all the way back to the fact that he got her pregnant.
house, she makes it a home. If you give a woman a seed, she'll make a baby. What I'm saying is a woman is a reproduction organ to the human unit, and that she should first know how to not only nurse and nurture herself, because that's where home starts. She should also know how to do that in her. She should be a homemaker, and a homemaker is a community maker, and a community maker is a culture maker. So who runs the world really? But it's the man's ideologies that you take in hands, is what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're saying the woman that created Wi-Fi only created it because she was enhancing a man's idea that was already implanted.
Right.
Oh, that's favorable to men. But I want to ask you another question.
It's not favorable to men. I'm just telling you that men are the head. Men are the head and women are the cultivators of that. Whatever you give a female fit, and if you just look at the female anatomy, you look at the male's anatomy and you look at the female, the man is the producer and the woman is the reproduction organ. She's the reproducer, which makes her just as valuable. I mean, you can't have one without the other. I'm just saying, know your role.
But know your role. But we already know our role. We don't need you to tell us what our role is. I mean, really, we're women. When we pop out a baby, excuse my language, when we have a baby, we know what our role is. Simple as that. We don't need a ratchet male to tell us what our role is. Nor do those little girls that are in his camp. They don't need him to tell it because instinctively they do what they have to do as a woman for those babies. And if there's any males and anybody else in the household, she takes care of that too. So, you know, he's saying that I mean, that's like the lady, what happened when she discovered Wi-Fi. So the man, he created the internet. That's like, and then he put up a pole out on the streets and stuff. And then the woman turned around and, woo, she created Wi-Fi after the internet was created. So she enhanced the man's mind. So that, hey, that's the perfect way it's supposed to be. The woman's idea only comes after the man. See, because this man he wants to value himself so bad until he has to put down women.
Know your anatomy. Know what your role is.
Right. I just know men that are better homemakers, and it might be where I live, but I know men that know how to homemake like really well.
We're not living in our natural state, baby girl. We're not living in our. I'm sorry. What's your name again? I forgot. I apologize.
Oh no, it's okay. I'm Carla.
Carla, we are not living in our true state. We're living in Sodom and Gomorrah. This is the end times, man. You can't look at today as a prime example of what's righteous. We're not in our righteous state. You have to know this. The world that you see today is a world of corruption. This is a corrupt place, a very corrupt place.
Now, what does corruption has anything to do with a woman's role, as he put it, a woman's and a man's role? The problem with this young man is that he thinks he knows stuff. It's his. He thinks he has some kind of wisdom at 36 years old to tell people who's been on this, on the earth much longer than he has, probably twice longer than he has. And everybody's supposed to gather around and follow him. The thing is that every generation evolves. We are not like the animals in the forest. We're not like we're not like the bears. Uh-oh. We're not like the bears, we're not like the tigers, we're not like the monkeys and the birds and the fish in the sea. Be- the reason that we're not like them is because we evolve differently. And the way we evolve is with our minds. Our minds take us to places that we've never been before. And these people, these guys, these ratchet males that come out of prison, been in jail, talking to each other and discussing these issues, and feeling that a woman should be beneath him and a woman should be rubbing his back and rubbing his feet. But when does he rub her feet? After she's carrying the babies upstairs, put them in the bed, and then she comes down and clean the kitchen, and comes down and while she's cleaning the kitchen, she's cooking. I mean, she's washing clothes. And then before she can actually go to bed, she got to set up a lunch or a breakfast, get breakfast started to where it won't be so hard in the morning or something. A woman's work is never done, and these guys want to make it worse. That's what they're doing. Um, we evolve. Women have evolved, men have evolved. If we stayed the same, if we if we stayed the same, now we evolved. If we stayed the same, we would be like the animals and the fish in the sea. You have a tuna in the sea, and that tuna has been doing the same thing for centuries. And as long as it's been on this planet, I mean, been on this earth, yes, on this planet. Same thing with bears. They might do, they're evolving a little bit themselves, such as you see the bears, more gentler now. I mean, I don't mean going in the wild and, walk up on a bear. I mean, like the man, they call him Grizzly Man or something like that, where he had bears. He lived in the woods, and he started feeding the bears, and the bears started coming to his house. So the bears started living on his land, and he gave them all names, and he walked with them in the woods and all kinds of things. He said these were his friends. They were like family. They would come in the house, so that's evolution from an animal standpoint. And then we seen dogs and cats getting along. Years ago, we were taught that they couldn't get along, and we didn't see it getting along. And then we have, tigers and stuff. Yeah, they, for humans to intermingle with these animals, we usually have to create, capture them, and then, or we will, raise them up in captivity where they have to be used to us. But still, you know, I mean, there was a crow. Now they were saying birds and cats didn't get along. They fight, and the cats will kill birds. So we have, and this, you know, we see a bird, a crow on television. We see a crow go and adopt a kitten because the cat died, the mother died. So the crow was taking care of the kitten. The crow was actually getting worms and feeding it to the kitten. And the crow took care of him a while, and then finally the crow took the baby kitten to a house where they found this man and this lady who adopted the kitten and started taking care of the kitten. So then the man started, I mean, so then the crow started leaving, and then the crow started, it would come back every now and then to see the kitten, okay, and to play with the kitten. And you see the kitten actually playing, I mean, like hide and go seek kind of thing. The kitten, the little crow, I think it was the crow walking across the sidewalk, and the kitten hid behind the wall. And when the crow got closer, the kitten jumped out at him. So they're playing. And so that's what I'm saying. Evolution. You see, sometimes you have to take your mind out of nature too, and see what we do as well. The saying was that you look to nature to find out what we're supposed to be doing. But sometimes we have to look at ourselves to find out what we're doing as well. We have a we have a way of getting to know ourselves as well. We don't just have a uh, one mind, individual mind. We also have collective minds, and we have studied as a collective. Doctors and researchers and all kinds of people have put data together and the stuff that they have learned about the human being and put it together, and we know things about ourselves. And that's how, I know about how women also feel the same instinct of wanting to utilize their creative juices, and whatever they create, they want to express it. They want other people to see it. And then just because we have a system here that helps you do that, and you can do it in a small way or a large way, uh, that makes it more exciting and much better, for us to be able to just intermingle in that space. So men like this want to take you away from that, and that's what he's done. He's taken women. Now he says that he's not ready to build a nation. They're not building a nation right now, but they have this tribe. But everything he's talking about women, all his women are doing over there are cooking and cleaning and bearing children. That's all they're doing. That's everything that they're doing. They're doing nothing else there. Oh, every now and then they get on video and claim that they're teaching, because he also is sitting there talking to them for hours and hours and hours, and supposedly teaching them. So anyways, let's hear this should be the end of it.
With corruption. You cannot look at today and be like, oh yeah, I know a man that knows how to make a home better. This is not natural. This is not nature. We're not in our natural state.
I think it's more of what you teach as far as people evolving. Um, if we are a projection of our mind, then my limitations here are slim to none. I can do not. I can't. I cannot. Hold on. I cannot stick body and make a baby because I'm not a man. I do not take that away from men. I think and their purpose are very, very important. The way that my mind thinks, I think what Umi was trying to get across was more, um, um, she's just not good at making biscuits. I think that's the only thing, and some of us aren't.
No,
my biscuits are terrible. Not what she was saying. No, I think that I think that was, but like I do have. I don't want to take up all your time. I do have one more question for you, if you don't mind.
Okay.
So I was definitely vibing with you the other day when you were saying that homosexuality is in nature, because I believe that as well. But eating meat is also in nature, and how do we circumvent that? Or how do we?
I'm all for eating meat. I think that fruit is meat. I just feel like meat is just the flesh of an organism, or the food, whatever.
And once again, that is something that he has changed. And I don't even want to hear that in this conversation here. Um, when she was talking about making biscuits and the man being a homemaker, and he says, oh, that's not a natural state. It is natural if a man, number one, I go back to the days that he's thinking of, the days that he wants to take humanity back to. And I look at the fact that when men went out and there were men that lived alone. There were men that traveled alone. They traveled alone by themselves. They never had anyone with them, woman or man. They would have to settle down for a woman. They have to go into a city area to get a woman, and then go get a house, and all of those things. So a lot of men was just traveling across the country, and they didn't have women. And guess who cooked their food? As I said, and guess who cooked their food? They cooked their own food. So to say a man can't cook his own biscuits, and that is generically modified, GMO modified behavior. It's absurd. Like I say, this man is almost 40 years old, and he wants everyone to believe that somehow he is supposed to, that we're all supposed to follow him with these archaic ideas. The problem is that when he was out slinging and being in the street and gang banging and being in prison and all this other stuff and being in jail and stripping and all that stuff that he was doing out there, women were getting to know who they were. And see, the teaching that he calls himself basing his whole spiritual community on, which they call the know thyself teaching, is all about evolving mentally, coming to the truth. And the truth of the matter is women has found that they are more useful. They can do more. They can do more than just birth children. They have a mind and they like using it and they should use it. And if you don't use it, you lose it. If you don't exercise your mind and make sure there's good thoughts and good things and do whatever your mind is pretty much, if you're calculating something in your mind or you hear music and different things and you don't put it down on paper and all that other stuff, you know, who are you to say that she cannot have those things? Who are you to say? He writes music right now. I don't know about him writing music, but rap, he raps and whatever. And his little compound does that kind of stuff. So I don't know what they, allow the women to do there, because all I hear is rapping by the guys. I don't really hear the women doing much. But, who are you to say that a woman cannot sit in your compound and hear music in her mind just like all these other savants and stuff, and composers and all of that, and then she needs to get it down and write it down, and then she wants to perform it? What is wrong with that? No, she got to be in the kitchen, because that's genetically modified. See, that's a male energy. That's what he wants us to believe. And he is 30 something years old, and he wants everybody else to follow him. Something is wrong. Something, I won't say wrong. I put that another way. Something is amiss. Something is not right. Something's going on.
Well, okay. Meat, fruit is meat. Trees. Their fruits are limited. Right. The cow. Put unleaded fuel. You're gonna put the best fuel made for that car in it. You're gonna put source, right? So why would you eat third party if you don't have a I'm not against meat. I'm just saying, why? Real weird what you have to give the meat.
Right, now I dig that. With homosexuality being in nature, is it against what you feel about people's physical anatomy? Because you said, we have periods, we have ovaries for a reason. Is it against that argument, as far as like, if homosexuality is natural, then people's natural physical anatomy and organs are useless?
I'm not understanding. What are you talking about?
So, like, homosexuality is natural. Me being a woman, you were describing my primary purpose is to reproduce. If I am with a woman, then I'm not going to make a baby. So is that now unnatural? What can it be double? Is it homosexuality is natural, and also if I don't choose to put sperm in my ovaries, is that now unnatural? Because I'm with
I always try to state it clear And I'm saying homosexual activity is natural. I'm never saying homosexuality in the sense of just being with a man and a man being together. I have to make that clear. Bisexuality is natural. Homosexual activity is natural. Bisexuality is natural. Homosexuality is a human engineering. That's what happens when we treat the homosexual activity the way we do. Then we create a monster, a mutation, where people think, and you create people where they only have to make a choice to either be gay or straight. When truly they're bisexual, obviously. I mean, you know what I'm saying? See, when people are respectful, we can build. It ain't. I never block people that are respectful. Never. It's no use. I can't lie. I'm talking to you. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to, get you to understand. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
So there we have it. She got into talking about, she wanted to know if, since you thinking about women and men being having a certain purpose, but yet you believe in homosexuality as well, then where does that fit in at? How, who's supposed to be in the kitchen then? If you have this, you're a woman, but you're acting like a male or something. Anyways, I won't go into that because I don't they didn't really expound on it a whole lot. But he just said that he just still believe that, he said bisexuality is basically what he's believing in right now. It's not homosexuality. So, and okay. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed that commentary. Um, I did debunk them a bit, I guess, and I didn't plan on it, but I debunked them. So far as evolution and all, and if you think about it, the woman in the video also said evolution, and so why is it that he doesn't know about evolution? So, anyways, so do me a favor, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Alrighty, have a good one. Peace and blessings. See you in the next video. Alrighty.
Hello, everyone.
Peace and blessings.
Hello, everyone. I am here. Let me turn off of this echo. I'm here. I'm going to go to the next video here for you. Um, let's see how we do this. Yeah, just in case you don't, well, I want to let you know what I'm doing is just kind of replaying the videos that I did over the last, I guess, I looked at the video, it was 4 years ago when I first started the videos. So I want to start from where I first came in and started making videos and then go to the end, which is more of, his antics and talking about those things and showing the videos of that. And it's just kind of in remembrance of Nature Boy, who is no longer with us now. Um, Getting a life sentence, he took himself out. Okay. He basically committed suicide on his own self, So um, I want everyone to think about him as being, he's gone. He's gone. We got to let him go. And not just speaking to just the people who was standing up against him, but the people who stood for him. They need to let him go. And they need to see him for who he really was. And his teaching was twisted. He took little bits here and there, and then the rest of it, he just didn't present a lot of information. He kept a lot to himself, and he used it for evil. So you can't grow in that manner. So under someone that does that, you can't grow. So anyways, let's go to the next video here. This is another quick video by the Inner Life 101. And this is just a little snippet from the last video on where Eligio has been talking about time and age.
Where Eligio
Also,
has
what
been
he
talking
said in that
about
video
time
is that,
and age,
which I
where
would expound on,
Eligio also what he
and I
said
have spoken on in other videos as well about the astrological chart. He said something concerning the age and how it doesn't matter, and then you move over into the astrological chart, which is based on the personality. So you start dealing with the personality. Well, this video is to debunk that theory. It's obvious Eligio has found the teaching. He got a glimpse of what this teaching can do for himself and others, and he just ran with it. He got excited, and it's called zeal. He got zealous and he ran with it, and then he started throwing other things together because he figured he had to have more than just this one core teaching of know thyself, eradication. He has to have more than that, because he don't understand that the teaching encompass lots of uh, principles that will bring the ego to a standstill and allow you to live from your true self instead of from the false self. And I'm also doing a video on that as well, where he is speaks of the principle as being the high self and the low self. That's the duality that he's speaking of. But, that's not correct either. It should be the true self and the false self. And if you think about it, and I won't do it here, but if you think about it, you see there's a big difference. When you're talking about healing, there's a big difference, because the whole purpose of the teaching is to be free of the ego. And if you are talking about high and low, then you're talking about the ego. So people will never be able to be healed under him, mentally, physically, or any other way, because he's already switched over. And I'm not sure if that's just him or if the conscious community is doing that as a whole. But the age old teaching teaches true self, false self, not high self, low self. So, and that, because that's a judgment. That's a judgment of the ego. So that, anyways, that's another video. But in this video, what he says about the personality, and then using the astrological chart to help heal the personality, what he don't understand. And see, this is the problem with, jumping into a teaching and then just running with it, and not having anyone to help you, not sitting under anyone, because other people have already discovered these things and had questions and different things on these aspects. But the aspect of personality, he puts a great deal of emphasis on the astrological chart, including telling people to go buy one before they can even talk to him, basically. I mean, so far as, joining the carbonation. And all of that astrological chart stuff, not saying that
astrological does not have any kind of effect on our lives. I don't know, and I don't study it. I have dabbed into it many, many years ago, and it was a fad to study your astrological chart and your horoscopes and everything. And so, what we found though is that people were, they were making money off of it. It was simple as that. They were making money because people crave to know about themselves. And that's number one. Everyone wants to know, why am I here? Who am I? What is this? The whole thing you hear people talk about, well, you used to, I don't know about now, but I got to find myself. I'm trying to find myself. So usually that's happening in around the 20s. You're trying to find yourself, only to find that you never really find yourself, because the self you're looking for is a spiritual self, and you don't have any guidance to that. So, like I was saying, he speaks about this astrological chart. And the problem with that is that the truth teaching of know thyself is, and I'm just using his words for that, that's their, seem like the conscious community has adapted that. So that teaching basically wants to break down what you consider your personality. Okay. Because personalities are made up of fear, doubt, and worries that you experience here on earth. And those are the very things within yourself that you are trying to be free of. So, for instance, personality, I have three birds, and these three birds have different personalities. Um, the female is more gentle until she gets in a motherly way. When she's laying eggs, she's not docile anymore. She is very protective and very aggressive. Um, I have the middle bird, which is the older male, who is a very gentle, loving bird and cares a lot about his female. And yet he's very playful. So he plays with her and he picks with her and everything, but he shows his care for her and his love for her. He's very concerned with her. Um, then I have a young one who is the another male who is the protector. He's bigger than the other two. He's the protector. He will bite you. He would not think anything, no second thoughts about it. These other birds have never bit me, but he has. So, but the thing about him is that I brought him into the cage years after, about 5 years after. They're not relation, but they're family now. So, anyways, you see the difference. That's their personalities. And you can see that their personalities came from how they were raised and how their positioning in the cage, the different ages and the different position. When I say ages, I mean the youngest bird is years younger, a good 5 years younger than the other two birds. So when he came into the cage and he was bigger, they treated him like he was bigger. They played games of, because he was big, he would chase them around and run them off the top of the cage, and they'd fall down on the floor. And, you put them back up on the cage and he'll run at them again, and they'll fall down on the floor. They'll run from him. So they made a point to um, show him that he was bigger than they were. So, since the personality is based on this environment thing that we grow up into in our families and everything, and all the conditioning that we go through, the thing is that when you take them out of that environment, they can change. Okay. If you put them in an environment where there's more protectors, and they have the female never has to do anything. They're always protecting her eggs or what. Well, she's going to always protect her eggs. She's going to protect her eggs even against them, But you know, they can change, is what I'm trying to say, and they will change if you put them in a certain environment for a long period of time. And the same thing with us. If we have those traits where we do this and do that, and we're going to expect it to do these things, then we're going to change too. Thus, this is the purpose of the teaching. And this is what the teaching does. The teaching helps you change those parts of you which, quote, no longer serve you. I hear other carbonation members say that, use that phrase, no longer serves you. Eligio did not make that up. That is from other people teaching, modern day teachings, other people teaching this teaching. So for him to take this teaching and say that he is the only one that has this teaching, that older people cannot get this teaching because they're older and because they're in Babylon, is just, it's actually almost asinine. It's just really, really, either he's been seriously manipulative in order to make his people believe that he is the only source for this information, or he's totally out of reality. Okay, he's gotten a teaching somewhere that didn't just come to his mind. This didn't just come through him. This is something he discovered, just like he's discovered the astrological chart. Okay, so with the astrological chart, it is a conflict to the main teaching of know thyself. It's a conflict. So no one would ever heal incarbonation from their quote debilitations. That's what Eligio call them, debilitations. They would never heal from those because, number one, he's constantly ingraining it into them that they have these debilitations according to the chart. Now, I heard him tell some people that some things can change, but basically, some things cannot change in the astrological chart. But all things can change. That's the purpose of it. If there's a debilitation, some things you don't want to change. If you have joy and you're a joyous person and you've always been, you don't want that to change. You want that to stay the same. Also, the way that they develop these astrological charts is based on age. It's based on time, rather. And that is also putting constant reminder of someone's age in their minds. This teaching is to take them out of time. And you can't have them both ways. You can't take them out of time and put them back in time. Take them out of time, put them back in time. And you are putting them back in time every time they look at the chart because they know that that chart is their quote birth chart. Okay. So it's a huge conflict of interest because, like I say, one of the principles is for you to move out of time and live in the present. And then the other principle is that you are not these kind of things. You cannot identify with these kinds of things. So you're identifying with the fact with a chart that says that you have these personality traits. But what we have discovered with these charts is that, just think about this. Other human beings got together and they were looking at the stars and everything. And then they started saying, well, these mean things. You know, we got Cancer and we have Sagittarius and got the Taurus and the moon is here and this. And, so they started, feeling that they knew that there was something, there was a meaning behind it. And there's always a spiritual meaning behind all that we have here on this earth. That's why we didn't create it. That's something that tells us there's something higher there. Okay. So they're, they're studying this and they're seeing that that's something spiritual there. So then they started developing aspects of personalities. So you would have to, it's like creating a deck of cards. And that's basically what the horoscopes were. You had all the different signs, zodiac signs. And so then someone sat down and said, well, you know what? I see this person is a Cancer. And they seem to be this way and they seem to be that way. And yeah, I met another Cancer. He's this way and that way. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So they start developing it like that by studying other people's traits and the way they were. And you could only do so much research. Okay. And then they decided, well, okay, so if Cancers are this way and that way, then we add in this and we're adding more, just like Eligio's doing his teaching. Astrological charts have also added in certain things as well. So, like when we get the horoscopes will tell me things about you. You do this and you do that, and you're, this kind of person. And some of it was true, and it was like amazingly true. But we finally realized that the reason it's amazingly true is because most people have those aspects. So you're going to find that they base their charts on all the aspects of people and they put it in what they have studied in their research of different zodiac signs and what they found in these different people that was born around this time. And I am sure if anyone is being honest, that they will find their chart says something about them that they don't see in themselves, but they're sitting around waiting to say, well, maybe a little bit later, it'll show up, but so you cannot rely on that. They're not reliable because it's like, almost like the Bible. Some people sat down and created it for a reason. They had a reason to do it. So to rely on that, to say that this is who you are from birth and it will never change. That's what he is saying with this astrological chart. But then you turn around and say, well, it can be changed and you will, this will change. And what? No, no, no. You should not be teaching that this is what you should rely on. Because, see, the teaching of know thyself is much greater than that. The teaching of know thyself actually breaks down all of those different debilitations to where you're totally free of them. You can become totally free of whatever problems that plague you right now in your life. But you will never be free, Eligio. You nor your people will ever be free of any so-called debilitations that seem to be true to them and their other problems that they have in their life, including their mental and emotional development issues. They will never be free of them until you remove this chart thing, because it is a total
contradiction to the know thyself teaching. If you look at this, you'll know the truth. The truth is, I mean, the fact of the matter is that when you teach, or when you're being taught, or when you study know thyself teachings and the principles, you start to feel free of things. You start to feel freer because you actually seem to be uh, clearing up some old baggage, that's interfering with your life. Your members are not as angry, they're not as hurt, they're not as fearful of things when they start going through the principles of know thyself. But when they read the chart tells them about themselves, and they say, oh, okay, that's me. And I don't know about that one, but that's me, definitely. But yet they don't feel the same as when they're doing this teaching, when they're doing the know thyself principles. And when they come out of a session, how do they feel? Do you feel free when you are studying the astrological charts? Do you feel free? Just because you think this is me on a chart, does that mean that I'm free of these things? And do I feel the peace that I feel when I'm working with the with the know thyself teaching? So that's the whole breakdown of that. Um, you cannot be free with an astrological chart. No one ever has. This chart has been around for quite some time, at least since the 60s. And they have been developing them over the years. And a lot of people do study astrology. But, people broke the code of it, basically. Back in the 70s and 80s, they broke the code, and there's no if and buts about that. And some people, it's almost like um, palm reading, tarot reading, psychic readings. People can use it for to help people see things about themselves, but it's not something that they should be guiding their life for. Like the psychic reading. If you go and you get a psychic reading, it's okay. You see some things, or you might even find a teacher that is not true, and the psychic that is not real, and they give you all of these things that they know you want to hear, or they're going by how you're reacting and different things like that. So it can be used just to keep you coming, and then you find yourself keep coming, keep coming, and then you start finding, well, that almost came true, and it looked like that was real, what she was saying. And this, these people study this stuff, that, and then they start, if they're not real, and they're not, and they know they're not true, and they're trying to make money, then it's going to show up, so you got to really be careful with that. So that's if you're stepping into that. And people found that out for the years. I mean, over the years, people found that out. People found out that, it has the ability to be used as a scam. But if you're using the know thyself principles, and you lay down the principles to your students, and they get the benefit from it, it can't be changed because they're set principles, and you can't change the bit of healing that they have received. You can't change the glimpse that they have seen. You can't change the glimpse that they have felt. You can't change it. So which one is true? When someone um, let's say you read your chart. Your chart was saying something about having a fatal attraction thing. And for me, when I heard you reading that chart, you were saying that this chart was saying that these are the people that you attract. But I was looking at it, it sounded like you know, that other people, when they attract you, they're in trouble. That's what it sounds like to me. So that shows you right there that the chart is for perception. You know, it depends on the perception of the person. So, anyways, that is that. That is the truth. And I will see you in the next video. Peace and blessings.
Somebody said, you are correct. It takes 3 months to take a woman's DNA from her.
The Inner Life 101, again with another video on carbonation, Nature Boy. This video here is not necessarily debunking his teaching. It is basically pointing out the behavior that is contrary to the teaching. And the teaching I'm speaking of is the Know Thyself teaching. And, you know, for someone to be a master teacher or a grandmaster teacher, they have to go through steps of training to get to that point. You don't just all of a sudden wake up one day and say, hey, I'm a master teacher. You know, and then with Eligio, he goes and once he's done with the name, the label of master teacher, he gives it to his camp members, and then he goes up and say he's the grandmaster teacher. Okay, so you know, you just don't get names like that in reality. Okay, you have to achieve something. So he wants to achieve something, so he created himself. Hey, what can you do? So, anyways, right now I'm like looking at how he's speaking to this one lady here.
Knowledge is right and exact. Okay. So therefore, right now, we good. We good. We don't need to talk no further because we're not talking about anything personal. I'm waiting. We could talk about personal stuff all you want. And that's the whole thing. Your knowledge is really right and exact. Right, but stop. It's not right there because now we're gonna go into something personal, and I'm saying nothing personal. Right? We're not even gonna. No, I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything personal. If it's not about the knowledge, then it's something personal. No. What I'm saying is, your knowledge is universal facts. Okay, you cannot debate universal facts. So that's point blank. Period. That is never going to be debated. You could, anybody, right? Even, and I'm not saying that you're a devil. I'm not saying that you're a demon. But whenever you come with the truth, that is the truth, right? You have the gift of gab. You come with the truth. Your truth is right and exact, right? That's it. What people, and this is not personal. It is personal. I guarantee you're about to go somewhere personal. I'll let you do it though, but then we're gonna end the call. Okay. Go ahead. What happened? And this is why it's frustrating. As someone who loves the knowledge and who is always there for the knowledge, it's frustrating because the circus behind the knowledge isn't necessary because the knowledge speaks for itself. It is necessary. And I'm not going to go into telling you why. But if you don't get it, you don't get it. If you love the knowledge so much, then apply it to your life and live. I do. Okay, so if you're doing that, then you shouldn't even be paying attention to the circus. And if my information is well documented, well organized, so therefore, if you love the knowledge, you can just stay there and not why are you on this page? Because you love me. That's why. Because it doesn't matter about my knowledge. You love me too. You love me. I'm supposed to be a human being. No, that's what we're here for. If you just love the knowledge and it's right exact, then I have it well organized. Not only on my pages, I have it well organized. You could not pay attention to the surface at all. And you could just hone in on the knowledge, but you're still on this page watching me trying to like get into my personal life. Why? Why are no. I would personally prefer never to see your personal life. This is, like I'm saying, your knowledge is absolutely right and exact. I hope you'll find it. You're welcome. It should not be debated. How the circus? And the circus is none of your business. If you applying the knowledge, and if, I just told you, if you saying my knowledge is right and exact, then that means you should be applying it. That should be your business. To take the knowledge. All that other shit should be like, okay.
Okay. So basically, what happened at this call, in the beginning of the call, he told everyone that they can go ahead and talk about personal thing. It didn't matter. Just come on the call. And then when it started looking like it was going to be personal, he started getting upset. So hello everyone. This is another video from the Inner Life 101. Welcome to the channel. I hope you guys like the video. As you come in, smash that like button for me and subscribe. We are looking at another little clip from Nature Boy, who is talking to a young man, but he don't understand why this young man is so upset. Okay, so let's visit that and see.
This is for debating the knowledge. Oh my God, this nigga. Bro, you is a troll, bro. I'm not even fucking. I ain't no troll. I'm not. Yeah, I had to create an account because you blocked me, nigga. See? We got real beef now, nigga. We got real beef. Disrespect. Y'all come you come to Georgia? You come to Georgia, nigga, I'm fucking you up, nigga. I'm gonna fuck you up. What? I'm gonna fuck you up, nigga. You come to Georgia again, you better hope and pray you don't have to come, nigga. We got real beef. Yeah, you laughing, motherfucker. We got real beef, nigga. We got real beef, nigga. What I do to you? Yeah, we got, nigga, you know what you did, nigga. Tell me what I did to you, because I'm not you. We got nigga, fuck you. We got real beef now, nigga. Fuck you. Why? Bitch. Faggot ass nigga. Oh, you mad? I never even met this nigga, bro. I never met these people. I don't know this shit. Why are you so emotionally invested as a man into me? I never met you. Niggas, what the fuck are you emotionally involved in me for? You's a fake nigga, bro. Because I blocked you. What? Yeah, it's real beef now. Motherfucker, I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, bro, calm down. I never met you, my nigga. Why do I matter to you to the point where you willing to put yourself in jeopardy? Physically, or go to jail, or anything. Like, why? That shit is crazy to me. I never understood that.
he don't understand why this man reacted that way to him, but he should know. But that shows you just how mentally, uh, I don't know. This is a different him right now. How long that'll last, I don't know. But he is, some kind of trying to be gentler or something, and less aggressive or something. So let's see. I have another one. One thing I'll say about this internet thing, and that is that when you are blocking people, I think you should be very careful how you're doing it, because these people are serious. They do get serious. And, it's I don't know, it does affect people in a very, very strange way, a very emotional way. Something about the social media thing. So when you get blocked or cursed out or something like that, then it becomes very, very uh, serious. And it can become very serious. People are doing all the things to each other on the internet, uh, doxing people. I seen a video where a man had obviously, now that was, this guy was notorious and he almost deserved it, really, where he was hacking into women's cell phone, not cell phone but computer, um, cameras, and watching them in their bedroom, and then put it on the internet, and or distribute it out to the little community that they're working in with their videos and stuff. So this other guy, he ended up getting involved. So then what he did was went and sent someone to the man's house, and they went inside of his house, and they went in each room and took pictures in each room. And then he took it and put it on the internet to show him that, he said, anybody can pay anybody to do anything. Pay them a couple of dollars, they'll do anything. So you got to be careful of how you treating people on the internet, because you got to handle them just like you handle somebody else in the world.
I don't know if Eligio Bishop is your real name. That's not my real name. I don't know. I'm thinking of like a Mike Kelly or something. It's something really simple. No, okay. My name is Chief. One of your avatars is Chief. Like Father Tahuti, like Nature Boy, all of these things. My name is Chief. Right now it's Chief, and I address you as Chief. There you go. Listen, the name that you were given at birth, I want you to do the someone else's idea. Listen to me. Not in control. Listen to what I'm saying to you. I'm self-made. I'm self-created. I am in control of my reality, and I am in control of what I will be called. So I am Chief, and I will be addressed as Chief, and that is my name, and that is what I will go by. Right. I'm not saying to change your name to be addressed by, because my given name was not Majesty.
Okay, and I want to say that with the truth teaching that he teaches, and I can tell that he has some of the principles, but obviously he's not living the teaching, and he's not working on himself, because for him to keep changing his name and demanding that people call him these names that he's created is against the principle of living without labels, is putting up not putting labels on things. The reason for that is the teaching teaches that you are not your body, you are not your name, you're not your car, you're none of those things. So you're identifying with something that is not you. You are higher than that. The true self is higher than your name or your physical body. You know, they speak about being gods and everything. Like I say, I do not teach other people that they are God unless that I know that they have achieved a level that is extremely high, to the point where I wouldn't even have to tell them that they're God. You know, it would have to come up in a conversation. But you don't tell people who's living in their lower self that they're gods, because they will come like him and they will want to rule things that they have no control over. So anyways, let's finish this.
So right now your title is chief, but your given name at birth, whether it was someone's idea, it was inspired for a reason, just like Eliana was. Have you done the etymology on Eliana? Do you know what inspired that name?
I gave her that name because I always wanted to name my daughter Eliana.
Why?
It came to me. I don't know. I liked it.
Exactly. So do the etymology on Eliana, and that will tell you the importance of your daughter that you just let walk away.
I let walk away? What would you rather me have done?
When it comes to your children, you humble yourself and do what's right.
No.
Because if your parents did the same for you,
I will never humble myself to Babylon. I will never. Your lower self, I will never humble myself to my lower self. She's weak. She can never stand in my presence.
Chief, I love you.
No, you don't. You don't know me. You can't love me because you don't know me. No, because I know you're a certain kind of devil. You can't creep up on me. I know you.
No,
so I have to rebuke you.
I'm not trying to creep on you.
I have to rebuke you.
I have no agenda.
Because I'll be damned if I humble myself to that motherfucking system.
Okay, so listen.
Look me in my eyes. Do you see me? I'll be damned. I will die before I humble myself to that motherfucker.
What is it that makes you so angry about having to humble yourself?
The system makes me angry. The way life is make me angry. It's fucked up.
It is. As a black,
it makes me angry. It should make every man angry.
Absolutely.
That's where your anger should be pointed. And you need to use that anger. You need to use the anger, and you need to educate people.
I automatically can look at you and without hatred understand where the pain comes from.
Where the pain comes from?
You don't have to tell me.
Where does the pain come from? Okay, so you're saying that there's pain here.
Yes.
The pain is my people's. Their struggle. The pain is my people, the black man's struggle. The pain you look at and hear in my voice, and you hear in me, is my people's struggle.
No, it's yours.
No, it's my people's. I'm a representative of that. It's in me.
Listen,
I am my people.
I grew up in the post.
I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you. Get away from me. Get away from me. Devil, get behind me. Use a devil. I'm not talking to you. Pardon my back. I'm not talking to you. Why would I talk to you? Trying to ease that white supremacy into my motherfucking ear. I don't want to hear that shit, goddammit. Trying to ease that white supremacy in my motherfucking head. Humble myself. Fuck what I humble myself to that system for. The fucking pain you hear here is my people's pain. Every black man in the motherfucking world locked up in the motherfucking cells, but you hear, nigga. The passion of all our struggles. Child support, our women taking our fucking kids because of the system, nigga. I'm not mad at my motherfucking baby mama. I'm mad at the system, nigga. Fucking anger, nigga. Yeah, I'm mad. Fucking right, I'm mad at that shit. See, people are respectful. I never block people that are respectful. Never. It's no use. I can't lie. I'm talking to you. I'm here to teach you. I'm here to, get you to understand. Especially if you're eager to understand, you have an argument, truly have an argument, you're not being disrespectful. And there's no reason to block you. Why would I have to block you? You coming to me respectfully, we building, it's gonna be a different energy that's gonna come out. I only block people that disrespectful. And I keep telling you that. Not people that disagree.
So this is the self-proclaimed Master Chief, Christ consciousness. He claims to be everyone in that camp or in the house where they are. He claims to be their higher self and they're their lower self. So he don't even acknowledge they have that higher self within them. He's their higher self because he's telling them what is supposed to be the truth. And he also tells people to leave their children. This is a teaching that's coming out of his camp. And now you see why a man will call in angry. By the way, he blocked that lady that he just got off the call with. He blocked her from his Instagram page. And I was watching that, and I told him that, hey, she was just trying to have a real moment with you. He called it a nigga moment. So, I'm saying she was trying to have a real nigga moment with you, and then you go and hang up. What is that about? Why, she was just trying to help. And he blocked me too. So, this is what he wants everyone to believe that we're supposed to follow. He is self-proclaimed the king of the new world, which is after Babylon falls, which he's saying is falling, it's going to fall.
They start sharing my videos and stuff like that. But I was just talking my mind, going to the camera, just vlogging. And I started awakening. And it was about views for me because I was going somewhere. I don't care about views. Like I told you, if I cared about views, then I would be. Only reason why you care about views is if you get money from it. Give a fuck about views, what views can do for me. Like, I don't care. I put the knowledge out there, who finds themselves in the knowledge, and that's sell, nigga. I never want to sell. My only agenda is to put the truth out there. That's the only agenda I got. And to articulate it as best as I can to put it out there. That's it. Other than that, and be the example to those that are going to be on this journey to show them how to respond to their demons. The reason why I argue with y'all, go back and forth with y'all, is to show those that are on this journey how to respond to certain things. I give people responses because I make people responsible that are on this journey. Sometimes you're going to be attacked on this journey if you're following what we're doing. We're following the Christ conscious. You're going to be attacked on this journey. So when I'm arguing with y'all, I'm not arguing with you because I need to defend myself. No, I'm arguing with you for those that can't defend themselves when they come into this consciousness. So that they can repeat what I said. When they're challenged, they were like, da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? So they have that. I'm doing it for them. Nigga, I don't need to defend myself to you. I'm the truth. There is no conversation. Fuck out of here, man. You can't talk to me. Not on my level, bro. That'll work. That's the only reason why I do the questions and answers. I do the questions and answers so that you can come to me with adversity so I can show those that follow me how to deal with that shit on their journey. Because anybody that takes this journey of truth is going to eventually bump into.
So this person is supposed to be the number one frequency. He's on the frequency by himself. He um, so I just want to stick to the main points at the beginning of the video and get it from there. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Inner Life 101 video. Once again, I'll not using brainwashing tactics and abusing women and those kind of things. So that's how we got on this story. So today he's speaking with the smart guy on Instagram. And he is no longer docile and quiet and non-argumentative the way he was over the past weekend because of after his brother came out.
Now, everybody, I want you to also pay attention to Smart Guy. He has changed these days for some reason. I want you to also pay attention to. He has changed over the years as well. So, and not for the better. So let's see that.
And of course, that was his Babylon brother, as he put it.
That's why. Shout out to everybody on the live. You have to embrace the fact. So if only in a conscious community, people that manipulate. I'm back, y'all. Shotty White, know what I mean? Come back on the joint. They ended it for whatever reason.
Okay, I'm gonna have to just let it play and then put out what I need to put out.
Yeah, shout out to everybody on the live.
His brother makes some very good points, and
hopefully, fuck him on the live.
And
there you go. Here we go. Wait for you to come on. Yeah. Yo, can you hear me? I can hear you. It was good, B. All right, so I want to go into why I said bozo and the things I said. Everything I said, I could physically stand on. I could mentally stand on too. But the point is, you wise enough to know sometimes we in this era, negativity gets people attention faster than positivity. Point blank. Period. Now I may disagree with how you carry yourself, which I do. I may disagree with some of the things that I saw about your past, which I do. Right. I may disagree with the fact that you said, "Hey, man, whatever mistakes you made in your past, and it was a lot. It's not my job to judge you. However, we got to be mindful that people look up to you. Also, people look up to me. I do a lot of shit in my hood, a lot of community work. So when I say we got to clean up this so-called woke community, we have to have mastery over higher self and lower self. And I'm glad you caught that jewel that I dropped. So when I said you was a sphinx standing on all fours, a sphinx has body of a man, has the top part of a man and the body of a beast. And when you see a sphinx, the sphinx is always the beast part is always sitting. That symbolizes higher self having submission over higher self having control over lower self. And I feel like there's a lot more you have to learn in terms of discipline. And I think that, in my humble opinion, I think if you master higher self, then your message should be right and exact. And until then, it won't be. And at the end of the day, you'll see if you engage me in this conversation. I'm very well versed in a lot of knowledge, and I have a unique perspective on certain things. We got to understand. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so shout out to Harlem. I could tell you from Harlem.
Yeah, 40 for Linux.
I'm from Wagner.
All right.
Okay, first I'll go in on the fact that now I see it's a part of the conscious community to have twisted or I won't say twisted, I'll say changed, who have changed the wording to the teaching, the know thyself teaching. Number one, it's not called know thyself, but it encompasses the essence of the teaching. The original teaching, and I told this to Nature Boy as well. The original teaching says that you are to. Okay, it speaks about. I'm looking at his. Okay, okay, I'm gonna read my thing as well here. Let's see. We're talking about true self, false self. Okay, so what I put in a DM to Eligio, I told him, I said, so yes, I have another question. I said, are you aware that the original Know Thyself teaching prescribes the words true self and false self instead of the higher self and lower self because the latter is ego driven? Now, I put this DM in because he was oh, by the way, his answer was self, and he spelled it CELLF, being sarcastic or being, I don't know what he's being, but he couldn't answer the question. Oh, I was DMing him and telling him basically, well, he had made the statement that he was the only one that knew this teaching. He's the only one that uh, had this information, and that he has taken it to South America. Nobody in America was on this information. Nobody in America studied this information. Nobody older in America knows this information. Nobody in the world, basically, really. So I responded because of that. So um, then I went on to say, he wrote in self, and I went on to say, by the way, your answers to my questions, which, I was basically telling him that, they had this teaching is centuries old. It's not something that he has created. I said it takes that. I said, I take it that you are aware that you are not the author of the principles you use in your real nigga moments, and that you did get it out of a book or someone else in Babylon taught you. Also, by the answers, I take it that you are aware that you are not the only teacher of the Know Thyself teaching. Of course, I I'm one of these people who teach it, and I'm living this teaching while in Babylon. I have been um, doing this for about 20 years now. This teaching has been around for centuries. I don't understand why the lies. You don't have to claim you're the one and only teacher, because Black people, young or old, are not going to just flock to you just because you say you are. And he wrote back and said, yes. So I wrote, no, this was his answer. He said, yes. And then he said, false self. He spelled it with the cell, SELLF. Uh, we say lower self because we are all things. Okay, then he said, we are all vibrating on different frequencies. Like, okay. So I said, but to use the polarity of higher self and lower self indicates hierarchy in the minds of the students, which means it is ego driven. We cannot use the tools of the ego to be free of the ego self. The polarity of true self, false self shows the students that inner battle, shows the students the inner battle that is going on inside of them. Most people are afraid of that which is higher than themselves, which causes an inner conflict, and most will not change because of it. He wrote back and said, no, to understand the universe, that was YOUNIVERSE, we must think in frequency, vibration, and energy. You are, and then he answered again in another one. He said, we are in frequency. So I wrote back and said, these are two different teachings meant to do two different things. The understanding of energy and frequency has never healed a person from fear, doubt, worry, guilt, or shame. People should be healing from their mental conditions first before they can be expected to understand how their thoughts are vibrating. And he never answered me after that. So the thing is that, of course, it was self-explanatory, but the thing is that he is not teaching. I mean, it's obvious that he's not teaching higher self, lower self, because he wants to teach this vibration. And it makes it sound, it's off-putting, number one, because it sounds spacey. We've heard that before many years ago, and throughout the years, people who go into talking about frequency and all this quantum physics stuff, is number one, it takes a lot to teach that stuff. So he obviously will break it down on his own way. And then he mixes all the other teachings in the Bible and Christ and all of these other things into it. So he creates his own uh teaching out of all other people teaching. Okay. So the thing that I was trying to state is that the original teaching is false self, um, true self, because when you say false self or true self, you're telling a student that you have two conflicting selves within you. And the false self is saying that the false self is your ego self. And that ego gets into trouble. That ego loves and it relishes in fear, doubt, worry, guilt, and shame. Okay? So it keeps you down. And the true self, which is the what the conscious community call the what they call it, the most high, that is the, how can I say, the spirit of anything that is opposite of the negativity um, of the false self, of the ego self. Fear, doubt, worry, guilt, and shame. It is the opposite of that. Okay, and you have both of those within you. Okay, and you don't even have to start this journey off even thinking or knowing about God, because once you clear up the fear, doubt, worry, and guilt and shame, you tend to find that yourself. You can be all the atheists as you want to be, but you work on the principles and you will open up and realize there's something greater out here than you are. And motion at your Ring video doorbell. You will find that there is something greater out here than you and I. Okay. So that's the true self, false self. So you have to work on and I did another video on a young lady saying true self. I mean, she's saying false self. I think she's one of those selves. And that was Goku's wife, or I don't know what they call it. I guess queen is what they call it. I don't care for that either. That's another hierarchy term of endearment. It's used as term of endearment, but what it does is still creates that we are not equal. And every human is equal because they have a mind, and that he does not, or nature boy, he is transparent. Well, transparent, the man here, smart guy, is not talking about being transparent. He's talking about what Eligio says, facing your demons. That's what he's talking about. And Eligio,
I said you don't watch me enough. I watched enough to come to an assessment in terms of, and again, this is I've seen on the internet. This is what I've seen. Right? Is how the women treated. Wait. Slow down. Let's one at a time.
okay, he loves this tactic. This is what he does. He will put a stop to you in the middle of your conversation. And then later on, he'll tell you, wait a minute, you're not letting me talk. You're not letting me finish. Here, let me finish. He's the first one to say that. But we see he's the very first one to jump in the conversation and not allow the man to continue. To make his statement. Okay. So he don't want to hear it, basically, is what he's doing. He's being rude. He don't want to hear it. He already knows what's coming, so he don't want to hear it.
How the woman is treated. How the woman is treated. Tell me how women are treated. Okay, so you briefly say some stuff. Yeah, in passing. Look. I've seen a lot. No, listen.
You said.
See, he's still avoiding. Still avoiding. He don't want to hear you say how I'm treating the ladies. He don't want you to say how I'm mistreating the women because he knows he's mistreating the women. He knows that, but he's not going to allow you to say it. He was like in a boot.
I gotta hold you to this, right? I gotta hold you to it because you said you did 10 years in prison.
Yeah.
I've got to hold you to this.
Okay.
Because I don't see no 50 on your face.
Nah.
And I don't see indications from what it looks like that you just jumped off. So to be in prison for 10 years, you had to learn one thing. What's that?
I learned a lot. I learned patience.
Now, the one thing you learn in prison is to mind fucking business.
Yeah.
And to stay in your lane. Listen.
Okay, now he's being threatening. Okay. And he's trying to shut the whole conversation down because they have a prison code, which we found out this weekend that Eligio has never even been in prison. So where he gets his knowledge of prison from and his code of prison from is no doubt the street and other people. He makes it sound like he's been in prison, and he tells people he did 5 years or something in prison. But we find out it was a mental institution he was in, and he also been into a boys, like a juvie.
The point you learn is this. You in the thing, you gotta learn how to mind your business, and you gotta leave half of what you see. And I know OG told you this. Leave half of what you see and none of what you hear. Half of what you see. Now listen, from Harlem, so I know you got an OG, and I know your OG always told you in the streets, because before there was an internet, your OG put you to the side and said, "Yo, young boy, listen, believe half of what you see and none of what you hear." Now,
Okay, so what he's doing is pulling rank on this guy. He's pulling rank, the prison rank. But this guy, the smart guy here, needs to understand that Eligio never been in prison.
bro, to do what I'm doing to get where I'm at, yeah,
he don't work on himself.
Bro, to do what I'm doing to get where I'm at, yeah, you know about me.
Listen,
no, the only reason why you have the only reason why you even know about me is because I've mastered myself.
Now, that's not true. He didn't master himself. That's not the only reason how he knows about him. He knows about him because he plastered everything that he does on the internet. And just because you can put videos on the internet, see, like I say in my other videos, Eligio has found this teaching.
I'm doing things that you can't
understand. For you to sit here, so look, bro, for you to sit here and say, this is the point I'm trying to make. This is why I'm on the live with you, because at the end of the day, I believe it takes a village to pass a certain message. I believe it takes different tactics and different techniques. When you go to war, you gotta have different people do different things. So for the betterment of our culture as a whole, people like you and people like me are needed. We may not work side by side, but what the things that we do will benefit us as a whole, even if we have separate missions. Now, there's things, and I'm here to tell you, there's things that you have in terms of your discipline, your lower self, that you need to master first. And you master those.
Listen.
You could agree, listen. You could disagree. You could agree, disagree.
No. What I'm saying is, I could agree to disagree because now you're giving a subjective opinion. Bro, I deal with facts.
So listen, we can deal with facts. So you mean that I'm listening?
I keep the point, right? I keep the point too.
Okay, of course, him keeping the point has led to a discussion where they're yelling over each other, trying to get their point out. Okay, and that's all Eligio's issue. He don't want to hear the truth, period. So he knows how to manipulate out of it, and that's
Okay, everyone. I think I'm going to. Okay, everyone. I think I'm going to close out this screen. I think I'm gonna close out the stream. Looks like Sugar Love came up. Hi, Sugar Love. If you're still in the chat, I didn't know. This is my first time streaming, so I didn't know if you were, if anyone was in the chat or not. So I just see you were. Um, However, I'm gonna give up the screen now. Been on for 3 hours. Excuse me. And just trying to show the past videos. I know they're not as eventful as all the other videos, at this point, because I was just starting my videos. So I'm at the beginning. I'm starting from the beginning and working my way up to the top of to the end of the videos that I've done on him. So those get more eventful, more, you know, controversial, But so I've been on for 3 hours, and I will try to come back tomorrow about the same time and do some streaming then. Alrighty. Thank you for coming. Like the video and subscribe to the channel, please. And I will see you in the next one. Peace and blessings.